had a good friendship, and then just wanted to go from there.
We moved rapidly into full married life, full family.
We moved pretty fast, and I thought that we'd just get married, things would be perfect, we'd be great friends forever and love each other, and it would just be a perfect thing, and we didn't need anything else but love and friendship. I was raised with a bunch of women that, had to be strong and independent and take care of themselves and be the leader, and I don't think I realized that that was his job.
Well, I come from a home life where there was questionable authority in the first place. I never even knew that I needed to be the one to step up and take care of things. And I was just living for myself, basically, at the same time as living with her.
I think what hurt us the most was that we didn't even realize how we were treating each other. Without having a good church home and being able to sit and pray together, we were just so lost and in our own ways. When I first started coming, it was just me and the boys, and we were still together. And I was worried. I was scared to come the first day. I had a toddler, and I was 7 months pregnant. I wanted them to learn all the stories and learn about God, and that was all it was for me. So I started coming here, and just for them to have a church. And Chris he just wasn't open to the fact of him coming with us.
I didn't have a lot of initiative to join in. I was worried that I would be judged by people. I knew that our life wasn't going in the right direction, and that a lot of the choices we were making weren't the right choices.
Me and the boys just kept coming anyway, and at first I would nag him, I would argue with him, I did all the things I shouldn't have. We came, and people loved those boys and like their own, and I started learning that it wasn't really about the boys, it was about me, and that God wasn't just calling me to this church for them, but for me. He needed me, and I needed him, and knowing that he loved me, and he forgave me, and he was there for me, and he would provide for me, and he'd help me. I told Pastor Brad one time that I felt like a born again at that time. I had finally realized that it was about me. But I wanted that so bad for Chris, and even after he left, and even after the divorce, I still wanted that for him, even if we never got back together.
Really, I was just kind of sitting in idle. I just lived through my week, and then got to see the boys on the weekend, and that was pretty much my high point of life at that point.
That's why I put those requests in every Sunday. Me and the boys would pray for him. Other people here would pray for him.
She would tell me that everyone was praying for me, and that everybody loved me, and that they wanted to meet me, and it was going to be okay.
Through that time, together and apart and back together, all I felt was unconditional love. Everybody loved him, even when they didn't know him. When he came back and started coming to church with us, they just opened their arms to him. And there was just nothing better than that.
I don't really know what I expected. I just kind of took a leap at it. It was one of those moments to where I decided that I needed to change something because it wasn't getting any better. No, I came in as positive as I could with it. I did look for, I looked for judgment, but it wasn't even anywhere to be found, not even a hint of it. I felt instantly welcome the moment I stepped into what I saw as your world, everybody else's area. And just as soon as I showed up, I was welcome there too.
There was times where I didn't know how we were going to pay for things, how I was going to pay for this or that, or take care of this or that, and there was always somebody there. Things just gotten taken care of all the time. Like, someone was always there to mow my yard, somebody was there with food if we needed it, someone was there just to visit, just to talk, and I knew that that was God. These people, were being sent by him. There was no doubt about that. I think it was, of course, a hard lesson. Any lesson's hard when it's about you that you have to fix. I learned about being a single mom, that people see you and they say, oh, that poor single mom, you know, she's got all these kids and poor her. But at the same time, I learned that you don't become a single mom on your own. You know, it takes two people to get into that relationship, and it takes two people to get out of that relationship. And there were things that I did that helped to fill it, and there were things that he did, but we did that together.
There's a large amount of difference, you know. Used to, I didn't even want to go to the games and things like that. Even if you are seeing your kids on occasion, it's just not the same as being there. Just to be there for the night you sit and watch a movie is just as important as the night, you know, you take them to Wonderland.
Well, we had been divorced for maybe 6 months when then his mom passed away. I went to the funeral, and I think it was at that point when we realized that we really did care about each other. And he started coming around, and he'd show up. Instead of me going to drop the boys off, he'd want me to come, and, you know, we'd make dinner. And then it became like he'd come over one night during the week and hang out with us all, or go somewhere with us all, or it just slowly went from there, and we rebuilt our friendship first. And then, you know, when things would come up for us to be able to take the boys to, like, we went to a monster truck show. That was probably our first big thing we did as a family. We'd take the boys on a vacation every summer. And so that first year we had been seeing each other for probably almost a year, not quite. And he decided to go with us. I was like, yeah, let's do it. We'll do it together. And it was awesome. And we had the best time. We just started to become this team. And that me and the boys needed so bad for so long. And it was just, I can't say perfect, but it was good. It was good. It was good. It was on Valentine's. He came in with the boys and just had each of them give me a gift. And then he gave me a bag, and it had this mailbox in it, and it had all these things, all these little pieces of paper in it, and each one said a reason why he loved me. People would say, well, are y'all gonna get back together? Are y'all gonna get married? Are y'all gonna get married? And I'd just keep saying, well, I don't have a ring. And so I remember he was like, oh, it's not a ring, but just open it. So I opened it, and it was a necklace, and it had a cross on it. And so then he got on his knee and asked me if I would marry him again, and of course I said yes, and here we are.
Here we are.